We've just experienced the worst flood since Aussie Ark was established over a decade ago. A 1 in 100-year storm. Thankfully, the waters are receding. Now the real work begins. Over the past week, much of New South Wales went underwater. When rain became concentrated in the Hunter region, this flood emergency became Aussie Ark's flood emergency. In just 4 short days, the Ark was pummeled with over 500 millimetres of rain. The Hunter River was transformed from a calm flow to a raging torrent. Oh, I've never seen anything like it. This is Moon Ann. The river's been all the way up to here, and our operations manager, Dean, he's stuck on the other side. Suddenly, the Ark was cut off. Flooded causeways at the bottom of the mountain meant no passage to or from our site. There were landslides across roads, trees down. We lost power for 2 days. Fridges, freezers, and cool rooms for animal food all stopped working. Water coursed through the Barrington Wildlife Sanctuary, turning our interior roads into rivers. There's tons of debris and mud washed down the slopes and build up along our fence lines. And we have over 10 kilometres of feral-proof fencing around our sanctuary's perimeter, and it's normally bomb-proof. But the sheer weight of all that moving water and earth, it had its impact. A small creek feeding the bottom corner of the property turned into a waterfall, totally destroying a large section of fence. In the species recovery unit, we were knee-high in water in the intensive breeding yards. Our team of wildlife rangers worked around the clock in terrible conditions to keep our endangered wildlife safe. I got it! I was able to join them mid-last week. A huge priority was relocating affected animals. You good? This included catching older, weaker Tasmanian devils, moving them to higher ground. Vulnerable youngsters, like Petey the Palmer wallaby, were rescued too.
Oh, here he is, Laura. Let's go over here.
We also had to catch and rehouse all of the eastern quolls from our breeding enclosures. Even our famous hand-reared potteroo, Dundara, had to be evacuated.
Oh, sweet girl. Here, you're nice and dry.
Our AGL donated vet block became our crisis centre. Here, we kept animals warm, safe and dry. We did emergency food drops throughout the sanctuary.
These are for our wallabies.
It's important to remember our species are hardened to cold, wet conditions, so they're all fine, so long as they have food, shelter and protection from the ferals outside. Now, they were all quick to enjoy a feast. Meanwhile, the last section of broken fence was monitored by our rangers and remote sensor camera traps. This went down 2 nights ago, back up, and again now. Thankfully, no animals escaped and no ferals entered. As the rain eased, we started our repair and recovery work. A big priority was patching the broken fence line. This patchwork was effective until professional contractors arrived to re-fence the section properly. What a relief just to get that done. Finally, the rain stopped. The team focused on restoring all the enclosures, damp straw was replaced with fresh dry straw in all our eastern quoll nesting boxes.
He's looking pretty good. He's nice and dry. Still looks happy and healthy. He's obviously been hiding away in the nest box, staying out of the rain. So we'll just make sure it's nice and clean and dry. Check him over to make sure he's got no wet sores and he is still properly happy and healthy and in good condition. And then we can leave him be and let him relax.
All devil yards were also inspected and any damp devil sleeping boxes got a fresh new bedding.
So just checking him over. He looks pretty dry underneath and pretty dry all over. He's got no wounds on him. He's pretty grumpy, but we'll move him over into his next box. Good boy. So looking at the straw, especially underneath, it's really wet on the bottom of the box, probably from where the devil's been coming in and out and dragging that water in with it. So what we'll do is we'll just take this wet straw out, we'll dry the bottom off a little bit, put the fresh straw in so it's nice and dry and warm, and keep it nice and clean for him.
51 here could be in these trees just in front of us.
Out in the sanctuary, we radio tracked and located our resident koalas to check the rain's real impact.
Ah, there he is.
Koalas can get septicemia if they stay too wet for too long. Thankfully, koalas and our koalas are protected by thick water-resistant fur coats. They barely looked wet. I wish I had a coat like that. And of course, the higher the water rises, the higher up the trees they go. So I'm happy to report that all the koalas fared well. Also fun to report that our devils barely noticed the deluge. Remember, they come from colder, wetter, wilder Tasmania. They just hunkered down. Most of them took it in their stride. Some of them even slept right through it. As the ground dried out in the species recovery unit, we had the wonderful job of returning the animals back to their enclosures. It's always special witnessing a release of any kind, and the post-flood releases were extra special, knowing the worst of the flood was well behind us. It's kind of been our modern-day version of the biblical flood, and once again, the Ark has endured, keeping our precious animals safe. I'm so proud of our team, our very own Noahs. But it's not over yet. Our damage bill is in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, and the repair and recovery projects, they're endless. It will take many months for us to literally be high and dry again. Please help Aussie Ark recover. Please help our animals. Donate now at aussieark.org.au.